Welcome to Highway Herald, your roadmap to the latest in auto. In today's deep dive, we're exploring the unraveling of Europe's industrial might, particularly its manufacturing sector. As Europe grapples with unprecedented challenges, the continent's dominance in the global manufacturing landscape is under threat. From escalating energy costs to stiff competition from China, the future of Europe's industry is uncertain, and it's more important than ever to understand why this decline is happening and what it means for us all. Let's break down the 8 key reasons why Europe's industries are failing fast. And trust me, this situation is far more alarming than you might think. Buckle up as we zoom into these pressing issues. Reason number 8, the energy squeeze, a dilemma on two fronts. Soaring energy prices are crushing Europe's industrial base, creating a double-edged sword. Europe's push for green energy, aimed at sustainability, has driven energy costs to new heights. While beneficial for the planet long-term, industries like steel, chemicals, and automotive manufacturing are struggling to stay competitive. Germany, once the heart of European manufacturing, feels the strain, with rising energy bills making it harder for companies like Volkswagen to compete. Meanwhile, China benefits from cheap energy sources, including coal, maintaining its manufacturing dominance. This creates an uneven playing field, as Europe's rising energy costs undermine its global competitiveness. With renewable energy infrastructure still in its early stages, Europe faces a significant disadvantage. Unless it innovates quickly, China will continue to pull ahead in the global manufacturing race. Reason number 7, Germany's automotive struggles. Is the dream over? Europe's automotive legacy is defined by iconic brands like Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, known for engineering excellence. However, Germany's automotive industry now struggles, especially with the rising competition from China's electric vehicle sector. Volkswagen, once a global leader, faces immense pressure, shifting production to China to capitalize on lower labor costs and surging EV demand. This issue extends beyond Volkswagen, impacting Germany's entire automotive sector. Europe's slow pivot to the EV revolution allowed China's brands, like BYD and NIO, to surge ahead, supported by substantial government subsidies. While Germany focused on refining internal combustion engines, China accelerated its EV advancements. Now, Europe faces the difficult challenge of catching up, and it may already be too late to reclaim its global automotive dominance. Reason number 6, textile troubles, a crisis of sustainability. It's not just the automotive industry facing a meltdown. Europe's textile sector is also in dire straits. The EU has put in place ambitious recycling mandates, all in an effort to create a more sustainable future. However, Europe's infrastructure is simply not equipped to meet these lofty goals. Without the necessary systems in place to recycle at scale, the textile industry is bottlenecking. Interestingly, it's China's far more advanced recycling capabilities that are stepping in to help. Many European textile manufacturers are now outsourcing their recycling needs to China, where the infrastructure and capacity to handle these processes are far superior. Europe's dependence on Chinese manufacturing for recycling is just one more reminder of how much ground the continent has lost, and how much it still has to catch up. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore reason number 5, China's cost efficiency, the unbeatable advantage. China's manufacturing sector holds a commanding advantage due to its cost efficiency and massive production scale. While European manufacturers struggle with rising energy bills and complex regulations, China benefits from state-backed subsidies, cheap labor, and vast economies of scale. The Chinese government invests billions into research and development, fueling the growth of industries such as green tech and automotive manufacturing. This support allows Chinese manufacturers to thrive, outpacing their European counterparts. Meanwhile, Europe's fragmented and bureaucratic manufacturing system is far behind China's streamlined approach. With its ability to produce at higher speeds and lower costs, China's manufacturing dominance leaves Europe in a challenging position, fighting not just to stay competitive, but to remain relevant on the global stage. Reason number 4, technology transfer, a blessing and a curse for Europe. Europe's innovation edge has long been its secret weapon, but in the rush to tap into China's growing market, European companies shared critical technologies that have since been used against them. China's aggressive push for technological advancement led European firms to hand over key innovations in exchange for access to the vast Chinese market. Over time, these technologies fueled China's rise, particularly in sectors like electric vehicles and renewable energy. Once leaders in high-tech breakthroughs, European companies now struggle as China has adopted and perfected these technologies. China now dominates EV manufacturing and battery technology, with European firms increasingly dependent on Chinese suppliers. This turn of events highlights the cost Europe paid for market access and poses significant challenges for industries now competing with their former partners. Reason number 3. The Belt and Road Initiative, China's masterstroke in global trade. The Belt and Road Initiative is a cornerstone of China's global rise, establishing a vast network of trade routes and strategic partnerships across Asia, Africa, and Europe. This initiative allows China to secure reliable and cost-effective access to raw materials and energy resources, which boosts its competitive advantage. In contrast, Europe struggles with fragmented policies, complex regulations, and a lack of coordination among member states. While China's BRI strengthens its dominance in global trade, Europe remains hindered by internal divisions and competing priorities. As China expands its influence through the BRI, European industries risk being sidelined, further eroding Europe's ability to maintain a competitive edge in the global marketplace. Reason number 2. The EV industry, Europe's missed EV revolution. The electric vehicle market is a critical battleground in modern manufacturing, and Europe is quickly losing ground. While established automakers like Volkswagen and BMW were slow to embrace electric mobility, Chinese companies such as BYD and NIO seized the opportunity early. With affordable, high-quality EVs backed by state subsidies, they rapidly gained market share both in China and abroad. Europe, on the other hand, has struggled with fragmented policies and inconsistent incentives for EV adoption, making it difficult for manufacturers to compete globally. As a result, Chinese-made EVs have flooded the European market, further pressuring local brands. Additionally, Europe has become increasingly dependent on China for crucial components like batteries, leaving its automotive industry in a vulnerable position. Reason number 1. Global trade dynamics, Europe's vulnerability in the face of Chinese power. The final blow to Europe's industrial strength comes from global trade dynamics. Europe's dependency on Chinese imports, from rare earth minerals to high-tech electronics, has severely limited its ability to challenge China's economic dominance. Despite attempts to counter China's rise with tariffs and trade restrictions, Europe remains reliant on Chinese goods, weakening its negotiating power. China has strategically leveraged this dependency to become a dominant force in the global supply chain. Europe's complex trade relationships with China complicate matters further. As China strengthens its hold on vital resources and manufacturing capabilities, Europe has little room to maneuver. Meanwhile, with the US aggressively courting green industries and offering tax incentives, Europe risks falling even further behind in the race to maintain its industrial leadership. Conclusion: can Europe find a way to reclaim its manufacturing glory? As Europe's industrial decline becomes increasingly evident, the continent faces a critical turning point. To recover, Europe must invest in innovation, streamline its internal policies, and forge stronger global trade alliances. Leveraging its strengths in green technology and sustainable practices could be key to reclaiming its manufacturing dominance. However, without significant changes, Europe could lose its position as a global manufacturing leader for good. So what do you think? Is Europe doomed to be overtaken by China in the global manufacturing race? Or can it find a way to rise again? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's discuss the road ahead for Europe's industrial future. And don't forget to subscribe to Highway Herald for the latest updates on this evolving story and more. Thank you for watching and see you next time.